Congratulations to everyone at the Adult Learning Alliance for 50 years of life-changing service to the people of Arkansas. For those 5 decades, you have helped people from every corner of our state overcome obstacles and achieve the dream of literacy that once felt completely out of reach for them. And in the process, you've unlocked new opportunities to participate more fully in every aspect of community life. I'll always be proud to have created the Commission on Adult Literacy when I was governor, and I'm grateful for all that the Adult Learning Alliance has done to continue to carry that work forward, to close the literacy gap. It takes courage and hard work to overcome illiteracy, but with determination and the support of dedicated people like the staff and volunteers of the Adult Learning Alliance, it's possible and well worth it. I congratulate all the students who've taken steps to improve their literacy and gain new skills, and I want to thank everyone at the Adult Learning Alliance for helping make that progress possible. I send you my best wishes and hopes for success for many, many, many more years. Thank you.
We owe a debt of gratitude to President, then Governor Bill Clinton, for his efforts in laying the groundwork we do. Thank you, President Clinton. Good afternoon, and welcome to Adult Learning Alliance's 50th anniversary celebration. My name is Joe Burkett, ALA's board president. Like many other organizations, we have hoped to have this special event in person at the Clinton Presidential Center. Instead, we're glad you're able to join us today in this virtual environment as we celebrate 50 years of advocating, training, funding, and supporting our statewide network of community-based literacy councils. Arkansas Literacy Councils, now known as Adult Learning Alliance, or ALA for short, came to be in 1971 as a result of representatives of Ozark Literacy Council, Fort Smith Literacy Council, and the Literacy Council of Pulaski County seeing a need for statewide organization to provide structure, support, guidance to community-based literacy councils. Annually, our councils serve over 2,500 low-level adult learners at 25 literacy councils located in 39 counties across the state. Our councils rely on 500 volunteer tutors who so generously gave 56,555 hours of instruction last year to our learners. Low literacy impacts us all. In order to break the cycle of poverty, we must break the cycle of low literacy. The work our councils provide gives adult learners the necessary literacy skills to participate and engage fully in the workforce, support their family, and participate in society. Whether you are a council director, a tutor or board member, a former staff member, a funder, or a friend of literacy, thank you for being part of our 50-year history. We hope you will continue to work alongside us for another 50 years, or as long as the work we do is still needed.
Good afternoon. My name is LaTanya Austin Honorable, and I am a former member of the ALA Board of Directors. I am your MC for today's program, and I'm delighted to be here with you and for you to join us. On behalf of the Board of Directors and ALA staff, we are glad you are here with us today celebrating the efforts made to move the needle on adult literacy across our state. I want to take you back over 50 years ago and share our story. For those who may have been involved with this organization, there are 3 people who stand out amongst a group who we owe a great debt of gratitude to as well. Betty Harp, Barbara Hanley, and former Executive Director Marie Clinton Bruno. Let's hear their take on the last 50 years.
Early in the 1960s, Dr. Frank Lamont made a tour through Arkansas, and he came to our church, Park Hill Baptist Church in North Little Rock, and I heard him speak there. And that was the first I really had heard about the adult literacy program. I'm going to say around 1968, maybe a little before that, one of the school nurses told one of our group that had taken the workshop about a woman who could not read the notes that were sent home from school. So Jean Cook and I went down to Bobby Jean's house and began to tutor her. It didn't take long for students to come out and begin asking for tutoring. At that time, we were the Literacy Council of Pulaski County. We later changed to Literacy Action of Central Arkansas. But we realized that there were other literacy councils, and we felt like we needed to work together for training, for advanced training, for help with, I'm calling it advertising, getting out and finding students and letting people know that we were available.
Arkansas Educational Television Network was getting ready to start doing a lot of work on projects for our state's sesquicentennial anniversary, which was going to be in 1986. And we were getting memos, and our bosses were getting memos about projects, and we need to combine our forces of television and the impact of television to do something good for the country. This had never been done before, two networks joining together. And I remember going with a colleague to the mailbox, our mailboxes at ATN, and there was someone had put in a copy of the press release from ABC and PBS that we are excited to announce our new campaign for the greater good on adult illiteracy.
As we began to learn about the other councils, we all got together, and I don't know who got us together, but the Literacy Council from Fayetteville and Fort Smith, and I believe there was one in Danville or Dardanelle, were active. And we met together and immediately decided that we needed an organization. We needed people to be responsible for getting us together, finding a place for us to meet and so forth.
So Governor Clinton got together, did a lot of work with the staff, and he pulled together a governor's commission on adult literacy to provide further study into what was really going on, how bad was our problem. Because if one thing our campaign, ours meaning PBS and ABC's campaign, did, it was hitting home that we've got a big problem and we've got to do something or let people know there is help out there.
And he established a committee to look into how there could be a statewide umbrella of for literacy councils. We knew that a statewide effort backed by the state government would be much more effective. And we saw it as possibly a way for funding.
So the Governor's Commission on Adult Literacy was established in 1986. The Governor's Commission did create legislation to fund a state office for ALC.
And we were able to, as a more of an organization, we were able to give more help to the local councils. And I think that's what was so needed. The local councils needed to know that there was someone they could call on to help with questions and so forth. So
at that, and they hired a gentleman named Lee Gordon, who Lee had a lot of nonprofit experience, and I think he did, he deserves a lot of credit for getting this office opened up. So I was hired in May of 1990, and I believe that was the day that he had opened the office. So a couple of weeks before, we were in the University Tower building on North University in Little Rock. As years went on, really, without the State Adult Education Office, the Adult Learning Alliance would not be where it is today. Lee later left Arkansas Literacy Councils a couple of years later, and I was made executive director in 1992.
In 1993, Laubach Literacy was looking around for a place to have our national conference. So after consulting with the Arkansas Literacy Council Executive Director, Marie Clinton Bruno, we, Laubach Literacy Action, decided that we would hold our national conference there.
I was really well pleased with the conference. It was as well attended as we could ask for, and everything went smoothly, which was certainly a big relief for both Barbara and I.
That was a great upper, I think, for our folks. It was good. We had these Ask Me buttons that all of our council folks wore, and they were able to do a lot of the workshops and participate in a lot of the events. So that was a good boost for Arkansas literacy councils and the local programs.
I was very happy in 2003 when I got a phone call from someone on the Arkansas Literacy Council's board asking me if I'd be willing to serve on the board for a term. And I was thrilled to be asked.
You know, my old gut was going, I would love to come back. Please give me a chance to come back. And thank you all for giving me that opportunity to come back to ALC for what would be another wonderful and really kind of interesting, but 6 years. I was hired back in 2008 and then left where I am now at Arkansas Capitol, left in 2010. But one of the things that came up, the Resource Center is getting ready to move into a space out in Southwest Little Rock off of 61st and Scott Hamilton. And that arrangement is still going on today with the Adult Learning Alliance. That is part of the Resource Center and the state's generosity in providing office space. During this time, my second time back was the opportunity. We were invited by what was called the Division of Volunteerism for the Department of Human Services to also take on the AmeriCorps program. And this would recruit an AmeriCorps member, a national service member, and that AmeriCorps program at the Adult Learning Alliance is still going on today. It made a huge impact.
I got a request to go back onto the board to serve another term. I was very pleased to be on the ALC board at the Arkansas Literacy Council board at that time because a wonderful opportunity came up, and that was, well, it was a challenge and an opportunity at the same time. Our executive director had to suddenly retire. I was vice president of the board, and Peggy Sissel Phelan was the president of the board. So the two of us and several other board members got our heads together, and we had to reorganize and make ALC operate during that time frame. Our first job was to try to hire a new executive director, and luckily for us, Nancy Lenhart walked in our office to apply.
I can't say enough about how grateful I am to Arkansas Literacy Councils, now the Adult Learning Alliance, for the opportunity I was given to work for that organization. Then making sure people have the skills they need to do what they want to do and be happy with their life.
Serving on the ALC board and being a part of the work of Arkansas Literacy Councils and Adult Learning Alliance has been a life-changing experience for me. Little did I realize when I became a VISTA in 1982 that my personal and my professional life would take a completely different tact. And it has been nothing but good and nothing but exciting and nothing but rewarding. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
It's hard for me now to believe that what we have in the state as Arkansas Literacy Council started from something so little, with us just wanting to help individual people. It just was such a great program that each individual could make that much difference in another individual's life. It really is a life-changing program.
Thank you, Betty, Barbara, and Marie, for sharing your time and efforts with us. At this time, I would like to thank our sponsors and our partners for whom we rely on to allow us to continue to do the work that we do. BKD Incorporated, Arkansas Adult Learning Resource Center, Division of Workforce Services, Adult Education Section, Engage AR. Around 1989, ALA collaborated with the Arkansas Bar Association's Lawyers for Literacy Committee to award the Tutor and Student of the Year, and they have continued presenting the awards since that time. Joining us today is Beverly Brister with the Brister firm and a member of what is now called the Legal Related Education Committee to present the 2021 awards.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm pleased to present this year's Tutor of the Year. Her name is Audrey Dollar. Audrey has been what they call a warrior for literacy. She came to TLLC in 2002. She has been tutoring for nearly 19 years. She tutors many dyslexic students. This would be a challenge on any day. Miss Audrey is 84 years young, and we're very pleased about that. So I'm so pleased that she's taken on this challenge of children and adults with learning disabilities. She has worked with a family, an adult and some children, using the Barton Reading Program to help students with learning disabilities. Last fall, during the COVID pandemic, of course, Audrey was put on a waiting list for heart surgery. She continued to tutor all while waiting for her pacemaker. While some of the tutors took a hiatus during the pandemic, she did not. Although she wasn't familiar with it, she had them put in her Wi-Fi, she got used to her computer, she continued to tutor these students through the pandemic. Her dedication to her long-term students is commendable. Some of the students she's had as long as 8 to 10 years. A particular situation is this. Miss A came to TLLC to learn to read. She had 2 children who are dyslexic, and she's dyslexic as well. Audrey bonded with this student, and for 9 years she worked with this student. They finished all 10 levels of the Barton Reading Program. This is a feat that fewer than 1,800 people across the nation have done. Audrey's commitment to and her belief in literacy is boundless. Her committee that appointed her was both impressed by and blessed with Audrey as a tutor. In this extraordinary year, they indicated that she has gone above and beyond for her students. She cares for the well-being and success of her students and for the community. Audrey is the tutor that we all wish we could be. Congratulations, Audrey.
Totally amazed. I don't think I deserve it. I just enjoy what I do, and I'm thankful to have the opportunity. And I appreciate the Literacy Council so much because of the training and the support they give us as tutors. Somebody asked me years ago if I wanted to be a teacher, and I said no. Well, guess what I'm doing? Never had training as a teacher, but like I say, the Literacy Council is very supportive, and I appreciate that. And I enjoy working with my students. I work with adults and children and enjoy them all.
This year's Student of the Year is Denise Anderson. Denise grew up in Bradley, Arkansas. She was struggling with school and dropped out before the 10th grade. She married and has a family of 4 children. Later on, her husband died, and she had a hard time keeping up with her children. One night, she was at Williams Memorial Church, and a woman there told her about the Literacy Council. Denise had wanted to get her TED, and she took the lady's advice, and she went to the Literacy Council. She has been going to the Literacy Council for 2 years now. At first, she could not read at all, but she has made a lot of progress. Last fall, she got her first book, Mississippi Bridge by Mildred Taylor, and read it entirely through. When she gets her GED, she plans to get a different job. Her tutor's name is Myra De Pineda. This is what Myra says about her. Miss Anderson is a wonderful person to be around. She has patience and guidance. We have kind of taught each other as we have gone along. She learns new things every single day. She continues to progress, and I am so very proud of her. She is quite a character. She has a good personality, and I love to see her smile. Because of her hard work, perseverance, and progress, Miss De Pinata was thrilled to nominate Denise Anderson as Student of the Year, and we are thrilled to present her with Student of the Year. Congratulations, Denise.
Very much. I want medical school. And I'm trying to go to college so I can be a nurse.
Thank you, Beverly, and congratulations to both Audrey and Denise. ALA has partnered with the Arkansas Service Commission, now called Engage AR, since 2003 to provide VISTA and AmeriCorps members through our Arkansas Reads grants. To date, this program has provided over 550 AmeriCorps members opportunities to serve in literacy councils around the state. In 2009, Belinda Sanders joined the staff at ALA as program director for the AmeriCorps program. Belinda is with us today to present the AmeriCorps Member of the Year Award.
Good afternoon. Arkansas Reads, our AmeriCorps program, is in its 19th year. Before I announce our award, I would like to recognize our 15 members serving at 8 councils. These members have faced a number of challenges during this pandemic, and each has risen to the challenge, finding ways to engage their learners and to keep everyone safe. Thank you to all for serving this year. In choosing the AmeriCorps Member of the Year, we looked at 3 focus areas. We looked at the members' leadership skills, their commitment to service, and their impact at their literacy council and in their community. Our 2021 AmeriCorps Member of the Year is a first-year member who has all these qualities and more. Her students trust her, and she has a remarkable rapport with them. She researches, plans, and cultivates relationships that will certainly last beyond their time spent at the Literacy Council. Her steadfastness, resilience, and the fact that she's never canceled a class inspires all of her students. Our AmeriCorps Member of the Year is Oneida Ibarra with the Literacy Council of Western Arkansas.
I thank Sarah and Nick for giving me a lot of support, Belinda and Nancy, even though y'all guys are far away. Y'all give a lot of support to not just me, but to the rest of the new members as well. So thank you so much, and it's an honor to have y'all here.
I would like to pay tribute to a couple of members who were also nominated and will be receiving an AmeriCorps Member Honorable Mention Certificate. They are Irma Jaime, who is with Literacy Action of Central Arkansas here in Little Rock, and Rebecca McCleary with Ozark Literacy Council in Fayetteville. Thank you.
Each year, ALA has the pleasure to award those councils, individuals, and community partners who demonstrate exemplary service and commitment to adult literacy. We cannot do this work alone. Our councils rely on the support, commitment, and leadership of the community to serve our adult learners. Our next award is for the Innovative Project Award. This award is presented for outstanding, innovative, continuous and/or effective coverage of literacy issues. After seeing a need in their community, the Literacy Council of Bowie and Miller counties initiated a partnership with the Arkansas Department of Human Services, Division of Children and Family Services, that resulted in an agreement that provides educational opportunities for some of their most vulnerable families in Miller County. Opportunities include one-on-one assistance in building reading proficiency, writing resumes, developing interview skills, embracing family literacy, and financial literacy. This partnership is an innovative way that the Literacy Council team has worked to connect to other organizations and better serve Arkansas residents. Today, we recognize the Arkansas Department of Human Services Division of Children and Family Services, nominated by the Bowie and Miller Counties Literacy Council in Texarkana for their partnership in serving families in Miller County.
My name is Maisha Holmes Thomas, here at the Miller and Bowie County Literacy Council. The project that was implemented was working with the Department of Human Services, which allowed us to help families budget, medication management, and also technology. As a former Child Protective Service worker, I have a passion with working with families, and there were some underlying issues that I felt that were needed to help address these issues, and the Literacy Council was able to provide these resources. So I appreciate this award on behalf of the Miller and Bowie County Literacy Council. Thank you.
Our next award is the Literacy Council Excellence in Education Award. This award honors a community-based volunteer literacy program that has demonstrated achievement, innovation, leadership, and/or organizational excellence in support of adult literacy education in Arkansas. The River Valley region is largely rural, with little access to the internet, which made virtual learning nearly impossible. River Valley Adult Learning Alliance quickly applied for some grants and partnered with T-Mobile for hotspots, purchased Chromebooks, creating a technology lending library for their students. In the process of acquiring the new technology and raising awareness about the lack of broadband in the region, they started a group to work with other stakeholders in the community, recognizing that broadband access is a central factor to their economic growth. This quick-thinking, innovative idea will help the council continue to grow the number of students they serve who previously were not able to attend sessions in person due to lack of public transportation and family issues. The 2021 Excellence in Education Award goes to River Valley Adult Learning Alliance.
Thank you guys so much. We're so excited. I really should say, though, thank you to our tutors and to Alejandra and to our AmeriCorps members, because they do all the really hard work, and I am just behind the scenes. So I always say thank you to them and our students.
The Win Rockefeller Leadership Award is presented to an Arkansas resident whose support of literacy exhibits the highest standards of commitment, dedication, and leadership to a literacy council or a literacy initiative. This award was named after the late Lieutenant Governor Win Rockefeller in 2007 for his support of ALA and the Arkansas Literary Festival. As we celebrate our 50th anniversary this year, it is most appropriate to celebrate this person's commitment to volunteer tutoring for 30 years, the longest serving volunteer tutor in Arkansas. In 1991, she and two friends arrived together to volunteer for Twin Lakes Literacy Council. While her friends volunteered once a week, she met with her students 3 times a week. Her first ESL students are now a lawyer in Northwest Arkansas and an accountant in the Little Rock area. Upon receiving her certification for Pro Literacy's Law Box series, she began to conduct regular tutoring training for volunteers. Her passion to help others led her to begin teaching citizenship classes, and she has been the tutor trainer for citizenship tutors ever since. She spent 4 years as the volunteer coordinator, splitting her days with the adult education program where she taught algebra and GED prep. Since then, she has not stopped tutoring students. She has been a cornerstone at Twin Lakes Literacy Council. Quiet and unassuming and always in the background, she is willing to help whenever asked. Her gifts of herself to her community cannot be measured, but are seen in the many successes her students celebrate. Please join me in congratulating Billie Seef, nominated by the Twin Lakes Literacy Council in Mountain Home as this year's recipient of the Win Rockefeller Leadership Award.
I love working with adults and with the children I've worked with, especially ESL. They want to learn. They are very, very enterprising and very anxious to learn everything that they can. I've had students that were ESL. One sister wanted the security of the United States. The other sister wanted the American dream. And they both went after it and they both got it.
For our last award, I would like to invite ALA Executive Director Nancy Leonhardt to tell us about the award.
In 2018, I wanted to recognize the commitment and passion of one of ALA's former board members, Barbara Hanley. Barbara served on the board of directors for ALA twice, in 2003 to 2008, and then again in 2012 to 2018. She also served as board president from 2015 to 2017. During our annual luncheon that year, I presented Barbara with the first ever Barbara Hanley Volunteer of the Year Award. I owe her a debt of gratitude, not only because she led the effort to hire me in 2007, she also agreed to chair today's celebration along with current board members Heather Amaro and TJ Thompson. Today, we recognize another former ALA board president who went above and beyond to serve our organization. In ALA's 50-year history, it has been blessed with outstanding leadership, first with volunteers Betty Harp, Barbara Broyles, Joy Reid, and Twyla Ferguson. With the establishment of the Governor's Commission on Adult Literacy, ALA has been led by extremely dedicated and talented executive directors. But sometimes in the life of a nonprofit, a crisis will arrive that demands someone with extraordinary leadership skills that goes above and beyond. In 2013, that person was Dr. Peggy Sissel-Phelan, then president of the ALA Board of Directors. In February of that year, the board was notified that the executive director was sick and would resign immediately. The timing couldn't have been worse. The challenges facing the board were overwhelming. Fortunately for ALA, Peggy Sissel was the right person in the right place at the right time to lead ALA at this critical time. Her remarkable skill set enabled her to step in immediately as the interim executive director. Peggy has worked in the nonprofit world her entire professional life. She earned her doctoral degree in education with a specialty in administration and adult and continuing education. Her nonprofit experience includes serving 5 years as executive director of the Arkansas Women's Foundation and as co-founder and chair of the Arkansas Reach Out and Read Coalition. She also established the publishing company Brainchild Press, which focuses on early childhood literacy. Very simply, Peggy had the professional background, the nonprofit experience, the can-do attitude, the statewide connections, and the positive enthusiasm to help ALA, in her words, climb this mountain. She would step in to lead the work of ALA for the 6 months it would take to hire a new executive director.
Congratulations, Dr. Peggy Sissel. We are so pleased to honor you as the 2021 ALA Volunteer of the Year.
Thank you so much. You're beautiful.
Thank you. Gosh, I am so humbled to be considered for this award because I just felt like I was doing what I needed to do. And yeah, it was a challenging time when I stepped in as the interim executive director, but it was what needed to be done, and I was happy to do it. So thank you so much.
I want to thank all of our award winners today. Each of you has a story that involves ALA, and we are so glad we were able to share it with our friends. At this time, I would like to recognize ALA's outgoing 2020-2021 and incoming 2021 and 2022 Board of Directors. Thank each of you for your contribution to advance adult literacy in Arkansas and to support our literacy councils. I would also like to recognize our Literacy Council directors. We cannot thank you enough for your efforts, creativity, and sincerity to keep the doors open, the lights on, and be available for your learners. Once again, I would like to invite Executive Director Nancy Leonhardt to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, join me in congratulating all of our 2021 awardees. What inspiring stories they each have. What a way to end our first 50 years. I do not need to remind you that this year has been like none other. Before I share some thoughts going forward, I do want to acknowledge some of our partners who have helped us to get here today. Our most important partner since 1997 is the Adult Education section of the Division of Workforce Services. Yes, our appropriation is passed through them, and that's how we get our funding, and that is important. But more important, though, it's the relationships between the literacy councils and the adult education programs. Number one at the top of everyone's list is what is best for the student. And the relationship between councils and adult education programs takes that into account when referring students between the two. In the early years, there was competition between the two programs. However, I'm happy to say now everyone understands that we can work together and simultaneously serve our adult learners. We do whatever it takes to help our students be successful. Also very important to us is our partnership with the Arkansas Adult Learning Resource Center. They not only provide us with a home, they provide resources and training to our councils. Belinda and I have the privilege of working side by side with them, and we all have a good time together. Thank you, Marcia, Dakara, Klaus, Michaela, Wendy, and Sheila. As mentioned earlier, we have partnered with the Arkansas Service Commission, now called Engage AR, to provide AmeriCorps members to our councils. Many of our councils would not be here today or provide the level of service they do without our AmeriCorps members. We have also been very fortunate in that some of our former AmeriCorps members became Literacy Council directors. Other partnerships over the years have included AETN, who in 1986, along with ABC, announced Project Literacy US, bringing unprecedented attention to the adult literacy problem. The effort encouraged TV and radio stations to coordinate and broadcast PSAs, town hall meetings, and other activities that could motivate the public to either take advantage of services, become volunteer tutors, or provide support. That effort led to the creation of the Governor's Commission on Adult Literacy, which worked to increase adult literacy from the state. Another partner was Southwestern Bell Telephone for Dial Zero for Literacy, which was designed to increase literacy enrollment and volunteer support around the state. Thank you to Central Arkansas Library System, who took over the Literary Festival, which we began in 2004. Under their leadership, the event has grown and is still going strong. From 2006 to 2009, Arkansas Baptist College helped raise funds in awareness of adult literacy through the Delta IV Literacy Football Classic between Grambling State University and U of A Pine Bluff. The Clinton School of Public Service through their practicum teams that have helped us with research, and our many funders who have partnered with us to support our literacy councils. Thank you to each of these partners and the countless others I was not able to list. We could not have gotten to this point without their help. The work is not done. We still need help. 1 in 4 adult Arkansans have low literacy skills. Nearly 8% do not speak English as their primary language at home. So where do we go from here? July 1, we begin a new year. If I had to put a name or theme to this upcoming new year, I would say it is about the 3 R's. For many of us, when we hear the 3 R's, we think reading, writing, and arithmetic, or recruitment, retention, and recognition. For this upcoming year, however, the new 3 R's will be recovery, reopening, and return. For recovery to be successful, councils will need to refresh and renew their programs. They will need to reassess what their students' needs and pivot to meet those needs, which may have changed since March 2020. They will need to reestablish partnerships and re-engage fundraising activities. Many of our councils experienced loss of revenue, some as much as 86%, and they will need to rebuild those relationships as funders move away from COVID activities and back to other community needs. Councils may need new curriculum, especially centered on distance learning and workforce skills, and more computers and hotspots for those students and tutors who are not ready to meet face-to-face, or new students and tutors now able to engage because of remote learning. With each reopening of a council, we celebrate a return to serving our students. A lot of work is involved beyond unlocking the doors. First and foremost, our directors must ensure the safety of staff, volunteers, and our learners, putting into place all the necessary safety measures. In addition, they must re-engage students and tutors. Many tutors have left programs, so recruitment of new volunteers is necessary to reopen, along with the ongoing process of bringing in new students. And as new students and tutors are recruited, so is the need for training. We all hope that by the end of the year, we have returned to a new degree of normalcy. We will never be the same, and that may be good. I personally feel this pandemic has opened up new opportunities for our councils to serve their students. It has required them to think outside of the box, come up with new ideas and new ways to engage our learners. The ultimate prize from this pandemic will be an increase in the number of students our programs serve, improving their quality of life through raising their reading, math, digital, health, financial, and/or English literacy. Belinda and I won't be here for ALA's centennial anniversary, but we are fortunate to be here for the 50th, celebrating alongside our councils and tutors, our learners, and our partners. We raise our glass to toast the past, the present, and the future, and each of you to let you know you are appreciated for all that you do for adult literacy in Arkansas. Thank you.
It has been an honor to serve as your MC today. For this half-century celebration, we won't be popping bubbly, but we will be blowing bubbles. So, for those of you who have already received your conference swag bag, get out your bubbles and let's celebrate 50 years of providing literacy tutoring in Arkansas. Thank you so much for joining us for this 50th anniversary celebration.